Growth by referrals is growing smaller and smaller. People are finding their advisors online. The first thing that they do when they hear your name from somewhere is they're going to check you out online. Now they're using tools like AI, Perplexity, or Claude, or ChatGPT. And the question is, what will they find when they search for you? Welcome to the Wealth Marketing Podcast, where we explore the latest trends, challenges, and opportunities shaping the financial industry today. In each episode, we bring you insightful conversations with industry leaders sharing practical, actionable strategies to help advisors deepen relationships and meet growth goals. I hope you enjoy. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Wealth Marketing Podcast. Today, I'm going to answer a question that I get asked all the time. How do I show up online as an advisor or as an advisory firm? Not in a salesy way, but in a way that makes connections with people so that they understand who you are, what you do, and how you serve. The kind of connection that builds relationships, and so that a prospect sort of knows who you are and how you do things before they even call you. I'm going to walk you through why this matters and the two things that really stop most advisors from doing it, and then how to get past those two blockers and start showing up step by step. And if y'all find this helpful, please follow us wherever you're listening. It's the best way to make sure you never miss an episode. We're always having new conversations, all focused on the growth challenges that advisors are facing in the wealth management industry. So why does this matter? And let me start with this because I know a lot of advisors, they still say it's not worth their time, that they don't need marketing. Their job is serving their clients, not posting online. So let me tell you why that's changed. Growth by referrals is growing smaller and smaller. People are finding their advisors online. The first thing that they do when they hear your name from somewhere is they're going to check you out online. Now they're using tools like AI. They're using Perplexity or Claude or ChatGPT. They're checking out your website, your LinkedIn, your content, even before they contact you. If they don't find anything, you've missed that opportunity. People are describing their situation, their worries, what they're dealing with to AI. And so if you're invisible online, you are invisible to AI also. If you're thinking about the next generation, if you're thinking about how to reach a younger audience, they're vetting their advisory firms differently. And I've watched this happen, right? I've seen advisors who are showing up consistently experience outsized growth. And the ones who stay quiet are missing this opportunity. So that's the why. Bottom line, before marketing was maybe a nice to have, maybe you could get away with not marketing yourself actively because you had such a strong growth strategy with referrals, but we are out of that era. It is a critical component now. So what are the two things that I see that stop advisors from marketing themselves and how to solve for those? The first reason is that advisors don't know what to say. They sit down, they stare at a blank screen, they have no idea what to post. The second reason they don't do marketing is that they don't know actually how to do it, how to show up, what it looks like. They don't know how to keep a sustainable system. And so it ends up just sort of fizzling out. So those are the two reasons that I see. The truth about not knowing what to say is that you do know what to say. You have conversations day in and day out with your clients. You're talking about what you love to do all the time to your clients. And that is the best material for your content. So if you think about it, families are asking you the same thing over and over and over again. They tell you what's worrying them, and you explain those same concepts again and again. And so the next time a client's asking you a good question, or maybe you've heard the same question over and over again, write it down, right? Write down what it is that people are asking you. Keep a running list. In a week or 2 weeks, you will have a list of like 10 or 15 topics, and that's months worth of content. You're not inventing anything. These are answers you're already giving. So you're turning what it is that you do into a content strategy that will allow people to know how you're managing their financial lives. What is your approach? What is your perspective? How you do business and your personality. they will be able to see this from your content that you're producing. Start with that little list. Compliance is not an obstacle. You're never sharing client details. You are speaking to high level, broad themes, the questions and concerns families bring to you, not anything ever that identifies a single person. You're educating, you are not giving individual advice. It's about empowerment. And that's what we have to keep in mind. Compliance is not the reason you don't show up. So that's the first wall down. So you know what to say. It's everything that you're already saying to your clients. Okay, how do we show up online? Step by step. So now that you've made your list of your top questions that you're getting from your clients, take a look at that list, divide it up into themes, and you will see 2 or 3 or 4 themes start to emerge. Maybe it's trust and estates. Maybe it's investments. Maybe it's private investments. Maybe it's taxes. Maybe it's governance or preparing heirs. Whatever it is, write down the categories, write the subject matter, and then list out those most commonly asked questions within each category. These are your pillars. This is going to make you recognizable. People are going to start associating your name with these subject matters. So writing your pillars down, that's where we start. We list out those questions. This is like a 10-minute exercise. Next, use a very simple formula to turn that question into a post. Maybe it's a podcast, maybe it's a commentary, maybe it's a webinar, whatever it is, use one simple formula to turn it into a piece of content. You state the client question, you give a short answer in plain language, add one thing you've learned from experience that most people get wrong about it, and how implementing the right approach changes the outcome. There's your content. That's a very simple formula to follow. You can follow that formula over and over and over again. And this is how we explain our value proposition. This is how we tell the market who we are. And this will lead AI straight to you. And you want to keep in mind your target audience. When you are thinking about the content you're presenting, who are you trying to reach? Not just people with $20 million or 50 million or whatever your minimum is, but rather who they are in life. How old are they? Are they still generating wealth? Are they working? Are they executives? Are they business owners? Are they post liquidity? Where are they? Do they have big families? Are they generations large families? Or are they a single nuclear family? What are the characteristics that define who your best clients are? And that's your target audience. Third step, let AI help you brainstorm. Do not let AI write for you, but open your ChatGPT, open your Claude, or better yet, upload transcripts of conversations you've actually had and ask ChatGPT or Claude for the themes that come through. It will turn it into content ideas for you. And then you can start producing that content. It always needs to be in your voice. AI is great for getting you 50% or 60% of the way there, but needs to be your voice. Step 4, you want to be where your clients and prospects are. Trying to show up on every channel is overwhelming and you will fail. You should not try to be on LinkedIn, X, Instagram, and TikTok. We need to think about, where are your clients consuming information? We have the most traction on LinkedIn, but maybe your clients are on YouTube. Maybe they are on Instagram. We highly recommend that you choose one channel and master it, and then move on to adding other channels, right? And we always start with LinkedIn because that is our default. Next step, you want to batch produce your content. So whether you're writing commentaries or you're producing a podcast or you're hosting a webinar, you want to batch produce it because it will become more sustainable that way. Trying to do it once a week and release it immediately, it is really unsustainable. So we recommend blocking out time, batch producing content, and then all of a sudden you've got 5 or 6 or 7 in the hopper. The goal here is to create a content system that runs even when you are short of time. And that's so important. Before we launch a podcast, we insist on having 5 or 6 episodes in the hopper. You want to show up consistently. You cannot post once a year and expect your audience to engage with you. Posting consistently is so important. Once a week, once a month, once every 2 weeks. Whatever it is, make it consistent and make it reliable, right? Any content strategy is going to take a year minimum to gain traction and have measurable results for us to understand yes or no, this is working or not working. I know that many of you are private. I understand you don't have time for this. I understand that there are many challenges in producing content and putting yourself out there. But sharing your thinking directly with clients and contacts you already trust is going to connect with people who you want to build relationships with. And dripping on your clients and prospects over time is how we grow. It has worked for decades and it will continue to work. But our tools are changing. Where we show up is changing. But the basics are not changing. We highly encourage you to share your thinking. The right families are right in front of you. And the bottom line is they're going to check you out, whether or not you know that they're checking you out, probably through AI. And the question is, what will they find when they search for you? If you haven't started, start today. Just start with one real question a client asked you this week. Give an honest answer and start to write those questions down. If you need help with all this, give us a call. If you found this helpful, follow the show and share it with someone who could use it. Our objective is always to empower advisors to be in charge of their own growth with strategies that don't cost a ton of money to implement. You don't have to be the biggest advertiser anymore. The one thing about AI is it is the great equalizer. It is allowing everyone to participate in marketing and growing their brand. You can find us at wealthmattersconsulting.com. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.